Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to American Midwest. We're starting another day. It's quite a cloudy overstart, as you can see, very overcast. But we have animals to take care of today. Our cows are starting to run a little bit low on their food, and our pigs are also running a little bit low on some of their supplies as well. Plus, no doubt, we're going to have to tidy up after the very messy cows. Give their food area a nice big sort of scooping. So let's make our way up there. I should have my lights on really, it's a little bit dark. We're still waiting for an update for this map. It is still in testing. The first map to have been updated with the sugarcane patch is American Outback, our former home for this particular farm. Midwest is in testing, Houda Ranch. That is currently in testing to receive quite a substantial update, not just for the sugarcane but also for the railroad changes. As is Hagenstedt. Hagenstedt's still in testing. I do also believe that Mustang Valley is getting a patch, as is, I think, Golden Days of Farming getting a patch. Beyond that, I'm not sure if any other maps will be getting updated to sugarcane. I imagine some of them will, some of them probably won't. It's entirely up to the mod maker as to whether or not they're going to update their map to allow sugarcane to be planted there. But at least some of the maps are definitely getting updated, that we do know. Outside of the mod maps, you will have to kind of rely just on the Giants maps. So that'll be Goldcrest Valley, Sosnovka, and of course the new one, Estancia El Pacho, from the DLC pack. Right, let's take a look at our animals. And as you can see, we're almost out of water for our pigs, and their other foods are starting to run a little bit low. Now we do have beets, we don't have to worry about harvesting any more of those. And everything else that we need, straw, corn, wheat or barley, and a top up on the canola, sunflowers or soybeans, they are all in our silo up here ready and waiting for us. So we'll deal with the pigs first, because they're nice and quick to deal with. Actually, let's jump back in the truck and let's head over to where the Puma is parked, which is over in the shed. Here we go. And let's deal with the water first. So, we need our water tanker. I'll get the lights on again. It's still very foggy, as you can see. There's our water tanker there. I'm not sure if we've actually still got any water left in this. I would imagine we've still got quite a bit. 6,000 litres, that's not going to be enough. So we are definitely going to have to top it up. And we'll top the cows up at the same time. Makes sense. If we're going to top one of the animals up, we may as well top them both up. So let's take this along the front. Let's see our pigs having fun in their little enclosure. Blissfully unaware that some of them will soon be making my bacon butties. There we go. So let's go top up our tanker, stop off and top up the cows on the way back, and then make sure that the rest goes back into the pig pen. After we do the animal care, we also have some fertilizing to do on our crops. Our soybean and our corn are at their first stage of growth. We're still waiting for the oilseed radish to sprout. So that will be sort of later in the day. That may well be carried across into the next episode, depending on how quickly they end up growing today. Back the trailer up a bit more. There we go. Kind of balanced a little bit precariously here. But once we've got this full, this should hopefully give us enough water to actually fill our troughs completely. That little bit of water that we added to the pigs has actually been way more than I thought it would on the water progress chart. We're up to 158 pigs now, 114 cows. Reproduction rates, well, we're getting a pig less than every hour now. So we are going to get to the point where very, very soon we're going to have to think about getting a large transport trailer so we can start selling off some of the pigs, because they're going to go from breeding like very fast pigs to breeding like rabbits, you know, once their numbers get a little bit higher. And when that happens, they're going to absolutely decimate our food supplies. Although they should give us a nice big boost to our manure and slurry production rates. It's going to be a bit of a balancing act, deciding how many to keep and how many to get rid of. Oops. Just went over the ridge a little bit steeper than I thought there. Cows are very thirsty. Look how much water they're taking. That's a lot of water, a lot more than the pigs need. We should easily have enough left in the tank though to deal with the pigs and still have water left over. There we go, that was it, that was all we needed. So what I am going to do is, while we still have the water tanker attached, I'm going to make my way over to the orchard and we're going to go and water our trees, because it might be that some of them are getting a little bit low. So we'll make sure that they're topped up. And then we'll obviously get their manure levels topped up a little bit later as well. Or maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we'll get the cows fed first and the pigs fed, and then once we've taken care of them, then we'll make sure that we have manure for our trees as well. They should still have a decent amount of water. I did top them up when I planted the second set of trees. We're going to need the help menu on for this, so I can see their current fill levels. I know some of the trees have got kind of erratic levels of manure, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if one or two of them have actually run out completely. But as we drive down this middle bit here, there we can see manure level 8% for one tree and 68% for the other tree. So that's the two trees there filled up. And the next two trees. Most of these trees seem to still have around about 60 to 70% of their water. There we go. But as you can see, manure levels are varying quite dramatically. Some of them are out completely. And that's it. All of our trees are now topped up. But you see what I mean when I was telling you about how we could just drive down the middle and top both trees up at the same time? That's what I was talking about there. So You can see as well the sort of little route that we could run if we had a second row of trees in there. I think that would end up working out quite nicely indeed. So that's the water element dealt with. Let's get this trailer put away, and then we'll make a start on the next task. Okay, so we're going to deal with straw levels next. I've picked up the dump trailer. And let's grab some straw. We'll do this for both our cows and our pigs. And yes, as expected, there is quite a big mess waiting for us at the food trough. We'll have to definitely clean up after them in a moment. I am seriously considering getting a Lely Juno now, just because these are starting to make an awful lot of mess very quickly. Oh, we're going to need another load of straw. We might need a second, tip for our pigs as well. We've had a whole flurry of mods go live since we were last here. There is one that I'm considering using on this farm, but may not do. And that is a new Silo King food mixer. So, the base game has two different mixers from Silo King. One is the 16,000 litre trailer unit, which is the one that we're using, and then a 16,000 litre self-propelled unit, which I did toy with using, but haven't done so far. And Arm Team released a brand new version of this, which is a double capacity vehicle. So this one has, as I say, a capacity of 16,000 litres, same as this unit here. The new one here, the Prestige 22 M3, has a 32,000 litre capacity. And while visually it's not quite as sharp as the Giants model, as you would expect, it's still very, very nice quality. And the interior on it is really nice as well. They've done a really good job on that. I haven't tried it out operationally, so I don't know how well it actually works in-game, but visually it does look very good. And while there is a definite difference in the quality of visuals between that and something that is done by a team of professionals who, who make things for Giants, that's to be expected, and it's not far off, I have to say. It's not far off at all. They've done a really, really good job with it. So I'll definitely be trying it out on one of my farms. And who knows, we may possibly incorporate it onto this one. Although I am considering getting the Mega Momoet $168,000 64,000 litre unit. Alright, so here's my tip point for the straw. Just enough. Look at that. 426 litres left. So that'll need to go back. Can we back out of here? That'll need to go back into the silo. Be careful. Reversing that. There we go. Let's close the gate back up. Take a quick shortcut through our empty silo bunker. And spin this around like so. There we go. So, what else do we need to deal with? Cleanliness. Well, they're actually at 37%. They're not as bad as I thought they'd be, our cows. But while we still have the dump trailer attached, let's deal with everything else. So we need TMR. and we're going to need a lot of TMR. I think the time for us to get a larger trailer than this dump trailer is fast approaching. So we have plenty of TMR. We've got 435,000 litres in storage, so we're not going to be running out of this anytime soon. And we've also got plenty of straw and hay and just raw silage on its own as well. So we've definitely got the capability of making a lot more as well. But I think this trailer is now starting to become just a little bit too small for what we need, which is a shame because it's a lovely little trailer. I really do like it. But at 16,000 litres a trip, this is going to take us an awful long time, potentially. While it's filling up, we'll check to see just how much of an impact we actually had with our TMR levels. I think something that's going to be probably double capacity is going to be a little bit more useful to us. Yeah, look at that. See, barely made an impact. That's not good enough. We are definitely going to need something a lot more. When you consider that one of them is about half, and we're talking nearly 60,000 litres, yeah, this trailer just isn't big enough to be able to do that. Might still keep it for the pigs. Depends how quickly the pigs go through things and how much of those levels we can actually deal with using this trailer, but I don't know, I just think this might be a little bit too small now. Let's have a quick look, see what we've got that we could potentially replace it with. Needs to be quite handy to move around in difficult areas and obviously good at reversing, so we don't want one of these HKDs, plus the capacity isn't really that much bigger than what we're using. Probably want something around 30 to 40,000 in terms of storage. These are all a bit too big. We could go with the TMK Bull. Haven't used one of those in a very long time. That's a possibility, but that's not really what we'd use one of those for. Yeah, we don't have many choices selected at the moment. I think, though, a TDK Bull could be quite a good, useful option. At 37,000, we've got more than enough because I've actually paid off some of our loan. We're making nearly $60,000 a day now in milk, so yeah, I've got a little bit extra cash available. I've got a total of 53,000, and that's just going up every hour thanks to our orchard. So yeah, maybe a bull. Although, do we still have a bandit? Did we keep the bandit? Or did we not have the bandit? Was it the big body that we had? Yeah, we could get a bandit. I think a bandit would work really, really well. Let's buy one of those, I think. We'll keep hold of this for now, because I do like this little trailer, but a bandit is definitely going to speed everything up in terms of deliveries, etc. So I'm just going to drop this here. I'm going to go collect the bandit, and I will catch up with you in just a moment. So we have our new bandit trailer, 40,000 litre capacity, definitely going to help us up this end of the farm, considering we're now having to move quite a lot of material to our various respective food troughs. I'm also going to grab our little scoop here so that we can clean the mess left in the food trough. I should have picked up a... Oh, we don't have the money, actually. I was going to say I should have picked up Bloody Juno. I don't actually have any money left over. I've got £2,000 right now, and that's it. But that will obviously improve as the day goes on, thanks to our orchard. Now the next trick is going to be lining this thing up. It's a little bit bigger than I'm used to manoeuvring around here. There we go. So we get 40,000 litres in that while that's filling. Let's go deal with our mess. Oops. Take the bumper off. It's an awful lot of grass. With the forks at a bit of an angle like this, I'm kind of tipping back at the same time as scooping. Which is quite a handy little trick. There we go. Let's get all the way up there. Excellent, there we go. That's our food trough dealt with. I don't know, I'm still in two minds as to whether or not to get the Lely Juno for our cows. Part of me wants to, so I don't have to keep messing around with scooping up, but part of me actually, in a way, kind of enjoys, you know, having to come back up here to look after the cow food troughs. Still, yeah, 100% not 100% sure which way I want to go with that. So, why don't you guys decide? Let me know. Do you think we should get a Juno? Do you think we should just continue to keep scooping it up manually? I'll kind of abide by your decision unless it gets to a point where it just becomes too much hassle for me, and I'm constantly having to break off every couple of hours to come up and clear up the mess. But I think we're going to need a substantial increase in the number of cows before that's going to be the case. So yeah, for the time being, I will abide by your decision. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do. Do we get the Juno? Do we stay as we are? I will leave that decision in your hands. There we go, that's the last of the food we needed for the cows, so they are now kind of fully topped up. The rest of this can go back into the silo for next time. There we go. And what else do we need? And we need grass, and we're going to need quite a bit of grass as well. So we'll stick with this trailer. We should have plenty of grass also in storage here as well. Although if the cows are going to eat as much as I think they are, we may well need to do another cutting at some point pretty soon. We've got 96,000 litres. Yeah, we're going to need to do some more grass collecting pretty soon to make sure that we have a decent stockpile in our silo. I mean, we've got 17,500 litres, and that's maybe a third of what they need. So they're going to need, at the moment, around 50-something thousand litres. This will pretty much top them up. I'm almost guaranteed, you know, of that, but or almost, you know, 100% convinced that's going to be the case. But even so, it's still quite a lot. Let's just drop that there for a second, so we can plonk this back down again. And, you know, the more I play spin tyres, the more I kind of wish that the driver animations from that were present in this game as well. I mean, just sits there rigidly. The only thing that you see his move is just his kind of arm position, because they're glued to the steering wheel. Head never moves, never gives any indication that he's turning or looking one way or the other. You compare that to the in-cab animations of the driver in spin tyres, and it's just bouncing all over the place on the rough ground. You see him leaning and checking mirrors. It's so lifelike in comparison to the zombie that sits behind the wheel here. I do wish that we had quite a lot of elements of spin tyres present in Farming Simulator. Oh, there we go. That's enough grass. So how much did they need? Just under 50,000 litres. They will need, I'm pretty sure, of that 50,000 the next time we have to top them up, as we will have additional cows. In 6 days' time, we could have quite a number of extra cows. Luckily, nothing else needs grass right now. We don't have any sheep, so we don't have to worry about splitting our grass reserves between two different animals. So we have a little bit of time before we have to worry about adding extra grass into our silo. So while this is emptying, we'll check and then see what the next task is that we need to do. Let's have a look. Cows are done. We need corn, and we need quite a lot of corn. So we'll stick with this trailer for the corn. Everything else we can probably get away with just using the dump truck. But corn is the single biggest material that is needed by the pigs. So hopefully we're going to have quite a nice stash up here. Oh, we haven't got enough. Well, at least not to fill their food trough anyway. I'm glad we're doing another corn harvest. All of that is going to go into the silo, because this isn't even going to fill their food trough, I don't think. We might get close, but yeah, I think we're going to fall a little bit short. Let's see how we do. It's an awful lot of corn. Lots of very hungry pigs waiting for food. Let the Lily Juno move out of the way. It's going up. Yeah. Just shy of filling them up, so we've got enough to pretty much keep them going for 6 days. The fact that the corn is kind of recycled back into the food trough will help, but yeah, definitely need that additional corn harvested off the field. So I think we're pretty much done with this trailer. I'm going to try and do everything else with the dump trailer. So let's move this over here. Now that we've kind of cleared out this sort of storage bay, this is where we can leave our trailers, I think. So let's put this one in just here. A little tight against the wall there. Give yourself a little bit more room to move. Kind of wedged. There we go. And let's grab the dump trailer again. And we're going to need wheat, and we're also going to need canola, both of which we have plenty of. And we have a little bit of sugar beets in here as well, so we'll take our beets from here rather than the pallets. These were the beets that I put in here just to test, once this was updated, that we could actually put root crops in there, and I don't think we're going to need these 10,000 litres. I think we're only going to need a couple of thousand, if that. But we'll use them up, because obviously we've got all those pallets. We need to start using the pallets up. There we go. In and out very quickly, ahead of the Juno there. We used more than I thought. We used nearly 4,000 litres. About 3 and a bit. Not quite 4,000 litres. So this will go back into storage. And then next time we need to top the pigs up, we'll use that bit up first. Then wheat and a little bit of canola, but mainly just going to be wheat. So let's do the wheat first. And this is why I still like having this little trailer around, because it means we're not sitting there for an eternity waiting for a trailer to fill up, only to realise that we've then massively overfilled with what we actually need and then have to spend ages tipping it all back again. That's much less likely that that will be an issue. Right, so just got to wait for that Juno to move. Are we going to need a second trailer of wheat? That's the big question. Yes, we are. Can we kind of guess how much we're going to need? Well, maybe. Make our way back to the silo. How much do we actually need? Hardly anything at all, so I'm not going to bother. We're just going to move straight on to the next one. Let's get a little bit of canola. And I think that will be more than enough. So I think this is the crop that needs, apart from the root crops, this is the one that needs the least for our power food mix, or our pig food mix. There's the Juno. Got my angle wrong. Gotta be quick. Oh wow, we actually used all of it. That I did not expect. But that looks as though we're pretty full, so I'd say the pigs are done. So we can put this trailer away. And then we can go start fertilising our crops. And hopefully, by the time we've done that, our radish will be ready. But I somehow don't think they will be. Let's back this up. There we go. We can put this back in our shed, get back into our truck and drive back down to the main farm. You know, I started driving back and then I suddenly realised we haven't done the manure for our orchard yet. So we're going to park this back up again. And we're going to jump back into our Puma. And we're going to get our manure fork and our dump trailer. And we're going to go and deal with our trees. Now, trees require 1,000 litres of manure. We have 14 trees, so one single dump trailer should be all we'll need for our orchard. And I have also downloaded a building that I think would be perfect. Actually, we'll take from the pigs, because there should be a little bit more there. Plus, it's right next to where our manure forks are. There we go. Gonna need a weight as well. to avoid any potential tipping over. In fact, actually, no, you know what? I wonder, can we actually tip directly onto the trees using the dump trailer? Let's give that a try this time out, rather than using the fork. So obviously we're going to need the fork to load the trailer, but I wonder if we can just dump straight onto the... trees. We'll have to give it a try. Have we got enough to actually fill the trailer here? I think we should just about be able to make it, but it's going to be pretty close. And again, maybe not. That's it. That's all of the pig manure used up. I think we're going to need just a little bit more from our cows. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more from the cows. Alright. It's been a bit disappointing. But at least... Oh, yeah. Way more than I thought. Another scoop and a bit. We need to make sure we have exactly 14,000 litres. It's kind of lucky that we do have 2 manure pits up here, so that when one runs out we still have another one that we can tap into. We don't need a full scoop here, just a partial one. That'll be enough. That'll be more than we need. There we go. Way more than we need, actually. Excellent. So we'll take the fork with us, just in case we can't dump directly onto the tree roots. But hopefully that won't be an issue. So I will see you at the orchard. Okay, so experiment time. Can we do this? Let's see, is it going to pop up with an unload symbol? If it doesn't, then we'll have our answer. It doesn't. I didn't think it would somehow. So I need to find somewhere to just quickly dump 14,000 litres of manure. See, a couple of our trees have still got a little bit left, but certainly not much. This is what we used last time, wasn't it? This little bit of rock. So the building I'm thinking of installing down here is this one here, this storage building from FSM Construction, because it has a nice concrete base for starters, which is a huge plus. Plus it also has that kind of walled off section where I think, you know, we could quite comfortably just store a load of manure inside that bit there, and then in the other bay we could just have a small water trailer purely just to deal with watering our trees. So I think that would be quite a nice little self-contained building. It's 25 grand that we don't have, so I can't kind of have a look and see how it would fit in this area. But once I get enough cash, I will definitely check that out and see if it is something I want to install here. So there we go, that's the manure done. Let's drop that off. Now I'm kind of wishing I had the had the weight with me, but we should be okay as long as we're careful. And oops, let's make our way down one side of the trees first of all. That's that one. And that one. One more to go. There we go, and we've got a little bit left, and we're just going to dump that on this first tree just here. Oops. Just to get myself hooked. There we go. Next scoop. Okay, that one's done. I'm toying with the idea of perhaps getting a small orchard tractor as well going forward. I mean, we have this kind of case theme going on this farm here, but I think this would be the perfect location, I think, for the little lint track. Very small little tractor, I think, would fit beautifully with this orchard that we have here. So I might finally have a legitimate reason to use that tractor, although I don't know. I'm toying with the idea of perhaps saving that for a different playlist. I might use that tractor for Deutz Farm instead, where we are using European equipment. Lindner, I think, is a Swiss company, if memory serves me correctly. And I don't think they might even actually be Scandinavian, I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think they're owned by Same Deutz Farm. I know they own Hurlimann and Lamborghini as some of their brands alongside Same and Deutz Farm. I don't know if they own Lindner. We'll have to look into that, I think. But I do like the idea of one of those little tractors running around on one of these orchards. And as I am going to be installing an apple orchard, albeit not a huge one on that farm, maybe I might end up using it on that particular farm. We'll see how things shake out in terms of where that company is and whether it would fit in with that playlist. I may decide to use it on this one. I suppose time will tell on that one. That's a pretty big scoop there. Make our way through. Whoops. I don't think this tree has a full amount. Let's just double check. Might be wrong. No, that tree is good. So, back to this one. There we go. See, we get like a little root in the ground that we have to drive over when we get too close to the tree. Yeah, that one's done. So it looks like these still have some manure on them because they're definitely not using 1,000 litres each. They're using around about 600 to 700 litres each. And then obviously we've been topping up this first one a little bit So this one should be almost done. Yeah, there we go. We literally only needed another 100 or so litres. So there we go, that's our orchard taken care of. So we may as well take this manure back to the farm rather than just leaving it here. I think we've got it all. And I'm not going to bother putting it back in the truck because there's only a couple of thousand litres. We'll leave it in the fork. So, that's that job done, and we're pretty much out of time. So, a short episode in some respects, you know, still a full running length, but a short time period covered in this particular episode. So next time we'll get on with fertilising our crops and hopefully getting our sunflowers planted. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will see you back with another episode of American Midwest very soon.